Доброе время суток, дорогие зрители, с вами я, Дарнес, и сегодня будем продолжать играть в Депонию. И мы остановились на том, что мы пришли, то есть зашли к мэру, после того, как Руфус сходил, зашли к мэру, и теперь он должен нам ответить на пару вопросов. Не должны, а мы кое-что должны у него спросить.
This is the mayor's traditional resting place. Before me, your father used to sleep in here. That was before he betrayed the community.
Well, I can totally understand that.
Уже давно снимал, ничего не помню. И да, я говорил, что попробую снимать. И я перестал читать, что они пишут, мне просто как бы... Ну, да, так скажу. Немного надоело. Мое чтение немного хромает, так что лучше не буду. Так, вместо того, чтобы двинуть стол, ты имеешь магнитное поле для планеты? Вот так спросим.
My dad preferred messing with the planet's magnetic field?
Well, he was the most egocentric and stubborn person I've ever met.
That's a lie!
Oh yeah? Why do you think he left you here? Because he didn't care about anyone but himself. Not even his own son. Not even for his own son. Pretty ironic that you've become just as egotistic as he was back then.
Эпичный разговор.
Me? Ha! Just recently, I risked my own life to save a girl from the clutches of the
Да, вот
Organoid.
сейчас
Completely
немного
without
мы
ulterior motives, I
поговорим.
suppose.
You better believe it.
My ass.
You'll be surprised, Low-Tech. I will save the girl. And then everyone on this planet will realize how selfless I really am. But then it'll be too late, because then I'll already be sitting in some cocktail lounge in Elysium and laughing about you fools and how you still have to live in this junkyard. You'll see.
Ладно, я хочу официально удалить свою регистрацию из архива
I
Депонии.
officially want to deregister my residence here on Deponia.
You don't even have your own residence, do you? You're mooching off your former girlfriend.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not sleeping in the drawer of my desk.
Watch your tongue, son. This is the mayor's traditional resting place. If only your father were here to put you in your place. You know darn well he worked here before me.
Oh yeah, you mean he slept here?
You don't even know what real work is. If you'd put in a little more effort, you could have followed in your father's footsteps.
My father's footsteps led away from this dump, and I'll get away from this rock too.
And you think you'll reach your goal without a serious effort? I'm beginning to understand why he didn't take you with him.
Так, я пришел за Эльзианкой. Я буду говорить получше. Я пришел за голову.
The hearing is over.
Over? But it was me who found her.
As far as I know, it was Hannick who found her.
Well, I found her first.
And you just left her lying there?
No, it was different.
With your attitude, you wouldn't even stand a chance if the hearing wasn't over already.
But I saved her life.
I find that hard to believe, considering you're responsible for 90% of all injuries that happen in Kuvak.
Well, but 90% of those have been my own injuries.
Listen, Rufus. Whenever chaos breaks out in Kuvak, you are responsible for it. As far as I know, you might even be responsible for that girl falling from the sky.
No, it was different.
With your attitude, you wouldn't even stand a chance if the hearing wasn't over already.
But I have to help her return to her world.
To Elysium? That's a good joke. You should know better than anyone else that there's no way to leave Deponia. Nothing that ends up on Deponia will ever leave again.
My dad made it.
That's neither probable nor verifiable. I know that's what you'd like to believe, but I believe it's more likely that your father ended up crashing into some trash heap. With your attitude, you wouldn't even stand a chance if the hearing wasn't over already.
I'm starting to run out of arguments here.
Finally, there is a God. Are we done here? I really need to go to the assembly hall.
You bet.
Oh, now what?
I can't stop thinking about what you said. That my father manipulated the planet's magnetic field.
Well, get over it. Your father installed that device for a reason. He manipulated the magnetic field so he could sleep in harmony with the field lines.
I can't imagine how that's supposed to work.
Well, it does work. I sleep like a baby. The only downside is that carrier pigeons are constantly crashing into my window.
The girl belongs to me.
Wrong. I've already made the decision.
That's too bad.
How exceptionally reasonable of you. I've made my decision, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I'm starting.
Finally, are we done?
Так, ну это мы слышали.
No.
Это все.
That's it.
Well, then just beat it. I need to get to the assembly hall.
Так. Что мы тут можем сделать? Пробел. Что вот? Телеграф.
S-O.
ДО.
L-O-N-G.
Скорого.
Y-O-U. S.
Бо.
U-C-K.
Ва.
E.
Н.
Damn, where was I?
Хлам. Так. Позвоним звонок.
Huh, he's gone. Well, never mind.
Вот, блин.
A gadget that manipulates the planet's magnetic field. Yeah, this could have been my idea.
Next, please.
Guess I'm last in line. Whatever. Who could possibly succeed except for me?
Так, что же мы делаем? Мы берем биолокатор. Вот сюда вставляем. Опа.
What's this? A hidden compartment? Yeah, looks like Dad's secret will see the light of day after all.
Водяной элемент. Знак чистой воды.
A key. My dad knew I'd be clever enough to find it. I wonder what I'd get for it if I melt it down.
Кстати, кто заметил, вот здесь вот это вот. Да. Посмотрите, это кролик, блин. Ну, блин, голова кролика. Так. Это нам понадобится.
This might be unnecessarily complicated, but I'm sure Dad wanted to see that I'm the only one who could get this far in getting at his great secret, his legacy. His liquor cabinet. I must have found clear water, obviously.
Да, мы, кстати, еще кофе ничего не сделали. Так. Вперед. 2 клика. Чтобы по-быстрому все делать, нам нужно сходить к дому Уинзоу, точнее, сбегать к нему в подвал. Прошу прощения, у меня тут колонка плохо работает, приходится по ней бить. У нас тут чистый источник воды извергается.
I don't want anything to do with Wenzel's stinking well. I don't want anything to do with Wenzel's stinking well.
Ой. Ну тогда же я взял. Но сейчас нельзя. я еще и машину не открыл, браво. Открыли капот. Так.
I want the battery acid, and I have a dentist drill. That's almost too convenient. Ah! Ow! Yeah! Ow!
Кислота. Такое чувство, как будто из Mortal
I
Kombat.
siphoned
Ему
the
тут
acid without injuring
помоги дали.
myself. I'll drink to that.
Ай!
Ugh.
А, да, он сейчас выпил. Получается, немного там же кислота и еще виски. Покажите, мы на рецепт взглянем. А, вот все, у нас есть только химических этих нету. А, точно. Вот.
This, for once, is not an ingredient for the recipe. I think I'm making good progress.
А, точно, не то. Вот.
This, for once, is not an ingredient for the recipe. I
Чё?
think I'm making good progress.
Ну, что-то я не достал.
The recipe says something about a revitalizing liquid.
Живительная влага, где ее найти? Напомню, что я Винзел здесь брал.
I don't want anything to do with Wenzel's stinking well. I don't want anything.
Так что?
On the syringe it says, only for drawing blood. Yeah, as if...
Ой, не помню нифига. Блин, давно играл. Я ничего не помню. Помню, что мне понравится шарик. Так.
Too bad. He keeps his beak firmly shut. It's hard to believe he can breathe like that. Your
Oh.
parrot doesn't seem to be feeling so well.
Holy cow! He's completely knocked out. How are we supposed to detect dangerous fumes now?
Вот
It's
для
always
чего
the
нам
same.
нужен был
The
шарик.
warning light is the first thing.
Сейчас
you
она
blink.
You
сама
can take the bird if you want
начинается.
to. He's
Всё.
useless to me like that.
Так, дальше. Давай. Ой, господи. Идем к Тони.
Look what I brought you.
Another dead bird?
It's not dead. It's just resting.
That's what you said about the pigeon.
They call it cryogen. It was a time travel
А,
experiment.
точно.
In my refrigerator?
Well, where else would it be cold enough? There's not much room in...
No,
All right.
you do.
Забыл. Так. Сейчас, минутку. Ну, тут он говорит, что эта птица мертвая. А Луфус говорит, утверждает, что она не мертвая. Я забыл, нам надо... Ой, сначала кофе сделать. Ну где? Где я пропустил один рецепт?
The recipe says something about
Живительная
a
влага.
revitalizing liquid.
Ладно, народ, сейчас нажму на паузу и вернусь к вам. И я вернулся. Кажется, нам придется еще раз это делать. Матадорство. Или мне что-то не так сделал? Обычный шприц, но нам нужен. Кажется, кровь. Я честно не помню.
Draw blood, raid bull. Child's play.
А, да, я забыл взять кровь бега. Ну, говорю еще раз, я забыл просто. Думал, взял, но не взял.
Bull's blood. Check.
Ну, все так. Думаю, нам пора смешать вот это вот с этим.
I already have the special water at least.
Думаю, эта серия тоже будет длинной, потому что сейчас ролик будет очень долгим. Ладно, идем в бар Лозу. Лозуну. Или как там, блин, тебя. Лонзо. Ладно. Открываем лучик. Люк. Открыли.
So, I have the powder already.
Кофейный порошок. Хотя это не кофейный, походу. Мне больше это не кофейный напоминает. Так, заливаем.
Into the tank you go. Well, that's it.
Вот и
I
всё.
found all the ingredients.
Все ингредиенты собраны.
I can't even tell you how excited I am to see what happens next.
But I thought we were making
Акцент
espresso.
итальянский.
Yes, you are right. This is an august moment, my friend. We shouldn't spoil it by worrying about the pressure within the nuclear core structure.
Pressure within the nuclear core structure?
Hear me, gods of our forefathers. Using just the most refined ingredients and the highest possible compression, we beseech thee, open the gates to the espresso-verse.
Holy smoke. Okay. Okay.
Тан-тан-тан. Игровая музыка. Окей.
Are we dead?
No. Being dead feels completely different. As you know, I have gazed deep into death's eyes more than once in my life.
Oh, now that you mention it, that reminds me. Is Tony still wearing those contact lenses?
Shh! Something's happening.
Пах. Из одной чашечки экспресса такой взрыв.
Ouch!
Эпично.
Whew!
Немного пришел, сейчас сделал колонку.
I think this brew is gonna do the job.
Колонки, то есть. У нас есть кофе. Разбудим нашего врага. Но сейчас мне понравится.
See how that works? Dozer.
Пока у нас очнулся, очень хорошо. Тебя чувствую. Нам пора кое-куда идти. Так. И нам нужно попасть в заседательный зал. А что будет в заседательном зале, вы узнаете в следующей серии. Так что подписывайтесь на мой канал, ставьте пальцы вверх. Всем спасибо за просмотр.